Alright, so I'm pretty excited about this one. You guys know I'm a pretty big drone enthusiast. So over the weekend, the guys over at Yellowhouse Aerial, a local Calgarian drone photography and videography company, hit me up for a collab. And we're going to fly the Inspire, which is DJI's more like industry. It's not like a drone for hobbyists. It's like this. It's the real deal. I'm very excited. I never got to fly or shoot video with anything that sophisticated before. So let's get down there and see what's up. You know, I work in the evening, and that means I don't have to take the highway during peak hours. And up until today, because it's 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm not usually up this early. I don't think I've properly appreciated the fact that I don't have to drive during rush hour. I do now. Morning. How's it going, dude?
Hey guys, my name is Arden with Yellowhouse Aerial, and today we're flying the Inspire 2.
Okay, so what do we got here?
Okay, we have crystal sky monitors and batteries.
Okay.
We have drone batteries and lenses and chargers. We have a landing pad, and then both the Inspire 2s are back here.
Both?
We have two.
Oh my goodness.
Two Inspire 2s. So I brought them both just in case.
Right on. We got some of the gear here. Oh, those are nice. Yeah, so I wanted to ask you, I was at a DJI event and I saw that everybody was using this.
Yeah.
Right? So what are the big benefits of having like a big landing pad like this?
This one's only big. They come in, I think, 3 foot, 5 foot, 8 foot sizes. We don't need 8 foot, that's too big. But the 3 foot size is only about as big as the drone, so it doesn't give you much room to kind of land offside. The thing is, if we're not using this, there's all sorts of crud and dirt and whatever, and the drone is going to kick that up when it takes off and when it lands, and you're going to get that crap on the lens, you're going to get it in the motors, it's just all sorts of bad. So this just sort of makes it so the drone has a clean place to land and isn't kicking up a bunch of dust when you bring it in.
I guess I need one now because I've been flying mine without that forever. I'm just going to put those cones over there. This is going to be a much more involved drone shoot than I've ever done on my vlog. As you know, I have the Spark, this guy right here. It's the smallest, most affordable drone DJI offers. So this is going to be a completely different ballpark. So here it comes. So what are those over there for?
Just to let people know that we're here. They can keep an eye out. They're like, what are those cones for? Oh, there's a drone.
Gotcha, okay. See, Arden is thinking of everything. When I fly my drone, granted I don't fly it that much these days because of the regulations in Canada. It's not a drone. If you live in Canada, it's not the kind of thing that you should just pick up and start flying anywhere you go. You're gonna get in trouble if you do that. So because of that, I limit my drone flying pretty much when I'm traveling. So this is gonna be, oh, there it is.
This is it.
Look at the size of that thing.
So it's 3 feet when the props are on, from prop to prop. And then it's 9 pounds with batteries, camera, and everything on there.
So this is one thing I wanted to ask the guys over at the DJI event, but I forgot. Yep. I noticed this guy has a Spark-like little camera here that is on a 2-axis gimbal. What is that about?
So that's the FPV camera. So the pilot can always see where the drone is heading, even if the cinema camera is looking a different direction.
Gotcha.
So you'll see the cinema camera can rotate about 680 degrees. So it can go, you know, and then I see where I'm flying when the cinema camera is still looking behind us or to the side.
Right on.
So that way I can make sure I'm not going to turf it into a tree.
I guess, right? Because with a big drone like this, you can operate the drone and the camera has their own operator, right? Like it's completely independent from flying the drone, which is a different experience from what I'm used to because I fly the Spark, and any other consumer level drone, you are the camera operator.
Yeah, well, I'll be the pilot for the most part, and then you'll be the camera operator, and we can switch for a little bit.
I wasn't even expecting to fly the thing. I'm terrified. Like, look at this thing. Holy crap, man. And I thought I had a lot of gear. How did you get into drone flying?
So I got my first drone in 2015. We got the Phantom 3 Pro. Right on. And just sort of took it out, started flying a little bit, and this is really neat. I have a background in photography. So
okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yep. And we were just looking at it, and we started to work it into photos, maybe working for businesses or weddings. I have a background in film as well, commercials and movies, that sort of thing, on what's called grip and LX, so just camera and lighting work. And a call came out, I need a drone operator on a movie for 10 days. The movie was called Dead Again in Tombstone, so I said, sure, I can do that. So we took the Phantom out, shot a whole bunch of drone footage for that movie, and it sort of took off from there. So we realized the potential was there. We started a separate business from our photo stuff, so we started Yellowhouse Aerial, and we got the 2 Inspire 2s and started working on full-scale commercials.
So being that I'm a pretty big nerd, I'm very familiar to expensive hobbies. Now the thing about some of the expensive hobbies I have, like say airsoft, is that the gear is pretty expensive and they are quite fragile, which might scare away the newcomers, because I always tell people, for the interest of transparency, that this is a hobby that you're going to spend a lot of money in. You're not going to go around playing airsoft that often and expect your gun to break or just malfunction from time to time. When it comes to drones, I haven't noticed the same thing, but then again, I haven't been flying as many drones as you have. Do you find that this is the kind of thing where you're gonna spend the money in it and be frustrated a lot because the equipment doesn't work or breaks easily?
The drones, especially at a consumer level, are really, there's a high production rate. I won't say that their quality control is amazing. They do have some glitches, but for the most part, if you buy a DJI system, it's gonna work for what you need it to do. So I haven't found that if you purchase a system, it's gonna be falling out of the sky or busting or always needing repair.
Unless they're Karma.
That said, unless they're Karma. Or if you start schmucking it into trees or running into walls or turfing into the ground kind of thing, then you're gonna need a lot of repairs.
Let me explain that Karma shade right there. So a couple of years ago, I think years? Arden, years? Has it been years?
Yeah.
I'd say a year and a half just to be safe. GoPro, which is a leading brand when it comes to action cameras, decided to get into the drone game, which is great. Competition is great. And they put out the GoPro Karma, which isn't so much a drone, but a full solution for capturing video. It was sold as the camera, the GoPro 6, I think it was, a gimbal, a handheld gimbal, that would connect to a drone. They would fold up. It came with like this really nice controller that looked like a video game system controller. So it seemed like a really good, elegant solution, but they had a lot of problems, including drones dropping from the sky. So when you're dropping close to $1,000 on something, you definitely don't want it to just drop from the sky with no warning. And because of that, the Karma drone just didn't really pick up steam. So DJI remains pretty much the sole game in town. And I realize I'm saying this as I'm wearing a DJI hat. This is in no way sponsored. I wish it were. I wish they'd give me something like that, but DJI doesn't even know why I exist. So relax. I'm not trying to sell you anything.
Through there.
Okay, so what is the, I'm getting harnessed
This
in.
is just a strap to hold on to. It's much better than the neck strap.
Okay, so wait a second. What would a neck, okay, back up. What is the strap for? I'm guessing the controller.
Yeah, it's for the controllers.
Oh, okay.
It'll clip in right here. It'll hold onto this. This is B, so this is a camera operator.
Okay.
And then it just holds onto it here, and it holds onto your shoulders.
Okay.
So that it's not pulling on your neck like a regular neck strap, because if you're flying all day, your neck gets...
Fair enough. See, Arden is assuming that I know what I'm witnessing here, because he's like, oh no, because this is better than the neck strap. I'm like, neck strap, I fly a Spark. I put the controller in my pocket. I'm out of my element.
Yeah, put this on for a whole day and tell me your neck doesn't hurt. It
Yeah,
just sucks.
I believe it.
Off into the B-roll it goes.
So let me ask you, every time you fly, right? Like there's, what is the Inspire at right now? Like, that's like what, a good 5,000 I think? Or less, more?
Price?
Yeah, I don't even know.
The body itself is, I think, 3K.
Okay, so plus camera, plus batteries, plus everything else that's up there right now. What do you, how much, what I'm asking is, if we were to put like a dollar value.
In the air, it's about 7 to 8K Canadian.
Oh, yikes.
7,000, 8,000 Canadian if it goes in a lake or something.
So when you're flying, how anxious does that make you feel that there's, say, $8,000 just above your head, just going into the horizon, perhaps to never be seen again?
Three things: pretty anxious. I've been doing it a lot, so I know what's up. And then the responsibility to bring it back home is in my hands. So that's priority number one.
Talking to the guys at the DJI event that it's like, because I got to fly their drones too, and I'm like, I'm always nervous when I'm flying my own drone, but if I lose it, if I destroy it in some way, it's my drone, it's fine. So all the same anxieties about flying drones are present when you're flying somebody else's drone, but then it's someone else's drone that is far more expensive than what I ever spent on a drone. So I'm extremely
careful.
Very, very careful. Very conservative.
So I've said this before, but the most important thing that I tell newer pilots is keep the drone facing away from you, so that way left is left and right is right when you hit the stick, and the drone doesn't surprise you when you push on the stick and you don't know which direction it's gonna go.
So right now we're at maximum height. I can barely see it through the LCD on the camera here. I'm not sure if I'm even pointing at the right place, but it's way up there. And as Arden was saying, according to the legal limits that we can fly this thing, this is right about how do I explain this? It's right at the same height as the Calgary Tower, which you can't see from this side, but you can definitely see right here. So we're about the same. So if this were flying right next to it, it'd be right up there.
Yeah, the neck of the Calgary Tower itself. So there's sort of the big red head, and you want to be right about there. That's the 400 feet elevation. So if you see drone footage from above that,
which there is on YouTube.
There is. Either they had a specific SFOC,
or more likely,
it's a site-specific SFOC from Transport Canada that says above 400 feet for one location only, or it's illegal.
And it's funny because if you look up, I don't want to narc on anyone, okay? But I'm just putting the information out there. If you look up drone footage in Calgary, you will see footage that is most likely not in the up and up.
It's also, it could be a year ago, or it could be 2 years ago.
That's a good point. Legislation changes pretty quick when it comes to drone flying.
The problem is in FAA versus Casey Neistat, or you know, that sort of thing, the FAA can't prove that Casey Neistat was piloting the drone that shot the footage in his vlog.
That's
so they
true.
can't find him for shooting it, because how do you know that this remote is flying that drone? You don't. You can't prove it.
That's a good point. He was flying pretty carelessly most of the time though.
He was, yeah.
Very nervous.
It's okay, you're doing great. We got lots of space out here. That's one of the great things about Fort Calgary is it's near downtown, but it's a nice big open green space. There are no power lines nearby, at least not in this direction. There's nobody out here, and it's private land, so we have permission. We can let everybody know that we're here.
What about birds though?
What about birds?
What if I'm attacked by a hawk out of nowhere?
Land as fast as you can, Izzy.
So you have two Inspire 2s. Do you have any other drones?
Yeah, we have two Inspire 2s, two X5Ss, and we have a Phantom 4 and a Phantom 3 Pro, which are effectively the same drone because they're the same sensor. If you're looking to buy in, the Phantom 4 Advanced is definitely the best way to go for that price range, because the sensor is fantastic, it shoots great footage, great photos, but it doesn't have all the useless riffraff of the Phantom 4 Pro.
It's fighting the wind. Nice.
Nice. That was perfect. Great job.
Dude, this is awesome. Holy crap. I didn't even expect to fly. Like when you reached out to me, I'm like, yeah, well, I'll get a shot and everything, because I'm very, very nervous about touching other people's equipment. I think you'll find that photographers in general are like that. Like people who deal with a lot of expensive gear,
yeah,
they're very like, at least I am anyway. So I was very reticent. I'm like, when you say like, oh, you get to fly, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. No, it's a far cry, like we were talking before we were rolling. It's very familiar, like the DJI platforms, they kind of feel like, one feels like the natural progression to the next one, like I'm upgrading to the Mavic next, and I kind of know what I'm gonna experience, and this is kind of like the big daddy of them all. So there's a lot more bells and whistles. It's like, what I have is consumer grade, this is professional, but in a way, they all come from the same cloth kind of thing. Like you can tell the same DJI DNA, this is gonna sound like a plug. It's a seamless transition from one platform to the next. Really, really cool. Dude, thank you so much for taking me out here. This is amazing.
Welcome. It's been great.
Yeah, dude.
Nice to meet you.
I'm going to leave all of his links down social media.
We're at yellowhouseaerial.ca. On Twitter at Ask Yellowhouse is the best way to ask questions. If you have questions about the drones, the equipment, flying in Calgary, or really anywhere in Canada to do with Transport Canada, shoot us a message and we can retweet and answer and help everybody out.
Right on. Well, that's all the time I have for today. I'm Izzy and I'm done. Arden, what the hell? Was somebody f***ing on my car?
I think that's definitely what was going on.
What happened here? Were we droning for that long that we didn't hear? Is it that loud?